2, 3, 4. I'm serving hot. Graziella TV.
Welcome to Graziella TV. Welcome to Graziella TV. Welcome to Graziella TV. Welcome to Graziella TV.
On www.grazielatv.com. Serving up a hot dish of this and of that. Only on grazielatv.com. Be there.
Hello and welcome to Graziella TV. I'm your host, Graziella Barada. Today's episode, I will be introducing a new series in the Graziella TV channel, the FIT FOODIE series. As you may have guessed, I'm a big foodie who loves to recreate her favorite yummy dishes, but in a healthier way. So join me in my FIT FOODIE series, where I'll be sharing with you some of my favorite yummy recreations right here on grazielatv.com. In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to make my famous fried rice, a dish that is frequently requested in my kitchen. Since I can remember, I've always loved Asian food. After a trip to the doctor's office when I was a kid, I used to ask to go eat Chinese food because it made me feel better. But actually, I really just liked it. However, if you think about it, in reality, Asian food doesn't have any dairy, so it never made my colds worse. And spices like ginger that I have here really warmed me up. So today I'm making for you my version, one of my many versions of fried rice. I'm making it all vegetable and egg, but you can always add your choice of protein like chicken, beef, or pork, or even tofu. So we're going to start with one medium yellow onion. We're going to chop it coarsely, and this gives the rice a lot of flavor. And of course, in my cooking, no MSG. So we really want to bring flavor to the fried rice with the many aromatic spices that I'm going to use. Next, I'm going to take 3 garlic cloves, and I'm going to show you my little trick for not getting my hands full of garlic, because you know when your hands are full of garlic, they smell like that for days. So here's my little trick on how to not really use your hands. You're going to take the side of your knife, place it on top of the garlic clove, and give it a little smash. Once you've done that, you can very easily peel off with your fingertips the skin of the garlic. Okay, once I've smashed my garlic, I'm going to dice it up finely, which will add some really great flavor to the fried rice. And our last spice we're going to use is ginger. I love ginger because it's really aromatic. It's actually good for digestion, and it really does warm you up. So we're going to add just a little bit. So if you've never seen this, this is ginger root. I'm using the fresh version because it tastes better and of course is better for you. So I'm just going to rip a little piece off, and you have to make sure that you take the skin off. Once you're done removing the skin, you're going to chop up about 1.5 teaspoons of ginger. Dice it finely and mix it with the garlic and set aside. Now the trick to a good fried rice is making it with mostly cooked ingredients that have cooled off. And the reason for that is so that the ingredients don't get all mushy and stick to the pan when stir frying, resulting in a risotto type of texture, which is not what we're going for here with fried rice. So here I have my rice cooker, which I really love because it frees up the stove top and you can just leave the rice to steam on its own without having to tend to it. So inside, I've got white rice mixed with flax seeds. Now I know that may seem a little bit strange, but I have to have my white rice and eat it too. And we all know that brown rice is healthier for you, but white rice definitely has the better taste. So what I did was combine some heart healthy flax seeds in there to bring the fiber and more nutrients, and while still having the flavor of the white rice. So you can always make this with brown rice, but I really like the white rice because it does have more flavor. So you can kind of sneak in your fiber with those flax seeds, as well as some good omega-3 fatty acids. So here I have my wok. I'm going to heat up the range and get some oil heated. I'm going to coat the pan with some olive oil, my cooking oil of choice. And really, I don't have an exact measurement for this because it really varies with fried rice. Sometimes you need a little less and sometimes you need a little more depending on the ingredients. So while that heats up, we're going to come over here, and here I have an already steamed and cooled off mixture of peas and carrots. So my measurements for the peas and carrots are 2 cups, and for the rice and flax seeds are 1 cup and 3/4. So we want to have a balanced ratio of the complex carbohydrates and your veggies so that you get enough fiber and enough nutrients in this dish. So now I'm going to put in my onion. Always use the back of the knife because if you use the front, you dull the blade. So I've got my onion in there. And we're going to let that fry for about 5 minutes till it gets nice and golden, because again, that's where the flavor is. Okay, while those onions are getting nice and golden, I'm going to get my eggs out. And I'm actually going to cook them in a separate pan, because if you add them to this mixture, you're going to get an omelet, and that's not what you want. So we're going to scramble about 4 eggs. So make sure that you mix them in a bowl first. Okay, let the olive oil heat up in a nonstick pan. Now you don't have to do this in a separate pan, but I like to because it does save time. So if you want to do it all in one pan, you do the eggs first, set them aside, and then do the onions. So while that heats, I'm going to add my garlic and ginger that has been diced up. And stir that in there. Okay, I think we're ready for the eggs, so we're going to scramble those in here. Okay, let those eggs set, and now I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons of toasted sesame oil, which gives the fried rice an excellent flavor. So this big wooden spoon is about 3 tablespoons full. So I put that in later on because I want to really preserve the flavor of it. Stir these eggs. I think we're ready to add the rice now. And we're going to add our steamed veggies as well. So you want to break up the egg a little bit, of course, so you don't have these big chunks of egg in there. You just want to break it up so that it separates. I'm going to turn that heat off. You also don't want to overcook the egg because it also loses nutrients when you do that. So that's another reason why I do it separately, so that I don't have it frying with everything else for that long. Right, so let's stir this around. And as I said, you may have to add a little more oil as you go along. You just really need to eyeball it. If you notice it starts sticking, then you really do need a little bit extra. Okay, now I'm going to add my egg. I'm going to break that up in here. And again, you can always add chicken, beef, pork, tofu, even shrimp. But sometimes I really just like to have a nice veggie fried rice with egg, and that's enough for me. Okay, and last but not least, we are going to add some extra seasoning. Haven't added any salt or any other spices other than onion, garlic, and ginger just yet. So here I have about 2 teaspoonfuls of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And I also added 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So we're making Chinese/Thai fried rice, and the Thai calls for a little spiciness. And I really like cayenne pepper because of the heat, and you know, it really is actually known for revving up your metabolism. My fried rice is almost done. I'm just going to add another little drizzle of olive oil so that this doesn't stick, very little. And I actually, if you've noticed, I don't use soy sauce. I don't think it needs it. But if you like to add some soy sauce in the end to taste, by all means, be my guest. Now I'm going to take the heat off of this and just let it stand for a moment. And come back over here and we're going to add the final touch. These are about 1/2 cup of fresh basil and fresh cilantro. Now this is definitely where the some of the Thai flavors come into play. I'm going to give them a nice rough chop. They give the fried rice a really nice fresh flavor, and they combine really well with the sesame, the ginger. I'm just going to add that on top. They don't need to be cooked because they actually taste better just fresh. And now I'm going to add my fresh herbs to the fried rice. I always try to make sure I get every last bit. I don't like to waste things. Okay, just stir that in and let it sit for a few moments so that the aromatics of the herbs seep into the rice. So with the remaining heat, kind of get those flavors out of the herbs. And now it's time to eat. Thanks so much for watching today's Fit Foodie episode on Graziella TV, and be sure to log on to GraziellaTV.com so that you can get the full recipe for today's fried rice. See you next time. Look out for more episodes of the Fit Foodie with me, Graziella Barada, only on GraziellaTV.com. Sponsored by the YouFit Club, an online fitness club with countless workout videos,
meal plans, support, and your own personal trainer.
Today, I'm gonna try to do it without that because I don't know. In today's episode, I'll be sharing with you one of my, let's try. Okay, that first part was good. Okay, so I'm going to get my wok ready, and here I have a really nice, wash my pots, you know I do that. Wash my pots, you know I do that. Wash my plate. Got to wash, you know what I got to wash my plate. Wash my plate, wash my plate, wash my plate. Cleaning up the GTV kitchen. We made a nice mess here today. Check it out. Message. I got to wash the dishes. I got to wash the dishes. This is the worst part cooking, washing the dishes. Except when you have music on, it makes it a little better. Where are my assistants? I usually have assistants in the GTV kitchen, but they left the building, so I have to clean myself. I really do have assistants, you know. I have them. I have sous chefs too. They did the prep work.
Serve it hot. Graziella TV.